What are we going to get from the Auburn Tigers this year? We have Hugh Freeze, one of the coaches that's on the hot seat. There's been a lot of swirl around the program in the offseason. Hugh Freeze going golfing, the fan base upset, allegations that he's not recruiting and he's spending time golfing with him tweeting about it. Just a lot of swirl around the Auburn program. They went out and got Jackson Arnold. What is he going to be? Is he a product of mishaps of Oklahoma last year, or is he someone who can become his former five-star self and be and shine? We'll get to know. We'll see this year. But this is a huge year for Auburn. This is a turning year for Auburn. Are they going to remain in the 6-6, 5-7, 7-5 range, or are they going to turn the corner and become an 8-9 win team? We'll see this year. Now, they have a lot of nice pieces. They have the 13th best roster in the country. That's good for seventh in the SEC. That's how deep the SEC is this year. But offensively, on the line, they have some strengths there. They got Xavier Chaplin and Connor Liu, who will be pretty good for the offensive line there. And they might have the best wide receiver tandem in the SEC with Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton. Now, touched on Jackson Arnold. He has really a high potential, high floor, but he also can be a disaster like we saw him last year. I am of the camp that he was missing five receivers, his five best receivers last year, and a dilapidated offensive line and some poor play calling. And so I'm willing to give Jackson Arnold the benefit of the doubt. But, I mean, who knows? He could just be who he is from what we saw last year. We need to see Auburn make some changes in the turnover battles. Like, they were 95th in turnovers last year. That really needs to change. They just had some boneheaded calls, mistakes, plays that really cost them in these tight games last year. So what's it going to be this year? Is it going to be more of the same? Hugh Freeze on the hot seat. This is a huge year for him. Their win total is 7.5 entering into the season. I think that this is an 8-9 win team. I would take the over on this if I were going to put money down on it. I like Auburn this year. I think they just have a lot of good pieces, and I think maybe last year luck fell out of place for them. So they do have a relatively favorable schedule. Obviously, they have a big game coming up against Baylor, and they have a three-game stretch, which is really tough, which is at Oklahoma, at A&M, bye, and then they host Georgia. That's a really, really tough stretch in the middle of the season. But they end the season with Mizzou, Arkansas, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Mercer. And then before the Bama game. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 games where you probably should be favored and win all of those games. So I have high hopes for this team in Auburn and for Hugh Freeze. I think he'll be able to keep his job, but I do think this is going to be an interesting season. I'm really looking forward to this Baylor game. I'm even more looking forward to Jackson Arnold's return to Oklahoma. That's going to be amazing. But Auburn is definitely going to be one of my programs to watch for this year. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all socials.